Good evening, everybody. We're joined by the Michael Price family, UCLA women's head basketball coach Corey Close, and juniors Gabriella Jaquez and Lauren Venice. Coach, when you're ready for an opening statement.
Who didn't pay the air conditioning bill in there? Holy moly. But thank you guys for being here, and just really appreciate a rainy day in LA. I was actually really worried about the coverage and the crowd, and just we needed them. We needed their energy. We just appreciate you all being here, so thankful for that. I was telling Lauren and Kiki in the locker room that I just think we needed a game like that. Chaos, disappointment, we looked tired at times, and we had to find a way to buckle down and do it with toughness and rebounding and defense, and that's exactly what happened in the fourth quarter. So credit to Ohio State. I think it's the first team that sort of made us play that way, and they really were the more aggressive team for a long time. But forced us to go to another level of toughness to get the win. So thankful that for a team that's willing to win gritty and not pretty.
Corey, for a team that pushes it like Ohio State does, just how much of a challenge was that trap and transition defense, especially the first half?
Yeah, I thought the transition D, I think we were frustrated with our turnovers, and we let it affect our purpose and talk in transition D. I didn't think it was that they got steal scores, is that we just let people, we were playing one-on-one defense instead of team transition defense, building our wall, talking about right-hand drivers, who are the shooters, how do we help each other and rotate. And that's tough to do against a team like that. So, that was very uncharacteristic of us. And so we needed to buckle down and figure that out. But they average, I think, 84 points a game. And for us to be able to sort of, regather ourselves and really do it with our defense, I think we responded. But credit to them. They really turned us over, way uncharacteristic for our team. And then they really attacked us in transition. And they were effective when they were able to get to their spots.
Coach, listening to you over the years, you nitpick even in wins, and there were some times where there were mistakes made in this game.
Yeah.
But when you have a fourth quarter like you did, only allowing 4 field goals, and your team has 9, does that kind of erase it, knowing that you can improve?
They hope so, but I think that I want to honor the right things. You can teach through the turnovers and the strategy things. This is a very responsive team. They want to be coached hard, and we'll be able to deal with that. I'd be in a much different spot if we didn't respond with the toughness that we did. And did we win the toughness battle all 4 quarters? No, we didn't. But when it counted, when Cody hit that shot that tied it, I thought we had great poise, and we were the tougher, more together team the rest of the way. And so, I always want to nitpick because I know how special, and Tasha did such a great job, not only in the scout, but before the game. And she talked about how much you have to work to protect special, and that it's not easy, and no one's just going to allow you to waltz in there. And bottom line is, I thought they really gutted it out, responded to some adversity, and I thought, they were the tougher team. So, that's harder to teach. And so I can deal with the other parts in practice, but that's an emotional thing that I thought, and a mental thing that I thought we had to experience and find a way to win.
Coach, last year you talked a lot about mental toughness, especially kind of in that toughest part of your season with Olympic qualifiers and injuries. Right now you're kind of dealing with a totally different type of toughness.
It's a different kind of toughness,
the
yeah.
pressure of being number 1 and undefeated, and people coming in here and playing their best games of the season against you. Can you talk a little bit about how you prepare the team for that and what that looks like?
Well, I don't really think we try to focus on the pressure of being number 1. I just think pressure is a privilege. And that's something you got to lean into. And I want them to feel a lot of pressure to have a growth mindset, and I want them to feel a lot of pressure to be a great teammate. And if we can focus on that, we're going to be fine. There's obviously some different things that come with a different number, but I don't want it to really change our focus and our approach week by week. And I think that it obviously brings some different things, but I think it forces us to rise up. And we have really special objectives in mind for this year, and so it's going to take really special preparation. And I do think they're willing to be pushed to that end.
Yeah, sorry.
Gabs and Lauren, and Corey talks about poise with you guys, but there were definitely some parts in that fourth quarter where you guys looked visibly frustrated. So, can you talk about how you just kind of leaned into the hard during that time frame to rebalance and kind of channel those emotions?
Yeah, I mean, I think it starts with practice, and I think that, these past few days, the coaches have done a really good job of just like putting us in situations where we're going to feel that pressure. I mean, going against the guys is really tough every day. So I think that, once it happened in this game, we were kind of ready for it, and so I think that we just kind of went off of what we do every day, where we hold each other accountable, and, sometimes it's hard, but we just take it and just move on, and I think that, that poise is just what we work on every single day, but I'm just really proud of everyone and how we handled it, and I thought our communication was really good through all of that, so.
For Gabs, it seems like they really sped you up for the first 3 quarters, just like even in the half court. How did you get back to your tempo in that fourth quarter?
Yeah, Ohio State's a really good defensive team, and in the first half they did, like Coach Corey said at halftime, like we were playing their game and they won the style of play, and coming out in the second half we just really needed to reset, and I didn't have a best first half, but I just took time in the locker room and just calm myself down and remember what I've earned and all the hard work I've put in, and just came out there and just played with my teammates and had fun, and yeah.
This is for the players. Coach says, says you go out in a game like this. From your perspective, why would you say she mentioned that? And she said it's not a pretty game. So, from your perspective, how do you feel like you guys
I also told the team too after the game, like these games are fun when they're close games, and this might have been one of like the first games where it got close, it was tied, and but those games are fun, and those games prepare us for March and tournament play, and we need that experience. We need to experience other teams going on runs and tying the games, and it's just going to help us in March, and that's why she said we need to those games.
Gabby and Lauren, you held them to 29% shooting tonight. I think they came in shooting 46%. Just how much of it was after turnovers, trying to prevent those transition baskets and making sure that they couldn't convert on that end?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just following the scouting report. I mean, the coaches did a really good job of putting a really good scout against them, and I think that, once we locked in and we just did what the coaches told us to do a little bit more consistently, I think that kind of just worked for us. But I think, we talked about the majority of them are right-hand drivers, taking that away and, creating those, hard shots. And I think also just passion plays is something we always talk about, and I think that in that fourth quarter we had a lot of deflections, and I think we kind of took control of their offense. So I think it's just kind of that mindset, and that's what switched for us, and that's what created a win. So.
Lauren, to start the game, the majority of those turnovers felt like they were disrupting the passing lanes, trying to get you the ball. When it feels like they're really harping in on you and trying to prevent you from getting the ball, how are you maintaining your composure and not forcing yourself to go out and get the ball, make mistakes, just staying in your lane and playing your game? Yeah, I mean, I think when I know that, for us to get really good shots, it kind of we have to try to get paint touches. I think that kind of keeps me going, because obviously, I want to do what's best for the team and I want to win at the end of the day. So I have to do my job consistently. So I think we kind of talked about just trying not to move from paint, the side of the paint too much. I think that I was just following the ball a little bit too much and making it harder for myself. So I think just trying to stay on one side and trying to get the ball to swing a little bit more through the guards helped a lot. And we also talked about getting high post touches and going top and in. So just trying to make the game a little easier. But I think my teammates did a really good job.
This question is for all three of you. The goal obviously isn't setting records, but you've set many records, and today was 22 straight wins, which is a program best. What is it like setting a new standard in that manner? Just going out and playing and winning, and yet just elevating UCLA women's basketball.
I think that's what it is, right? It's elevating the expectations of this program and the team, and being able to be a part of building women's basketball in Southern California. To be able to really have a sense of humility that we're getting to do this. We get to experience special. And I think that's what we talk about protecting this and understanding what a privilege this is, to be a part of this journey. But to really just focus on just that is the journey. And, you know, Kobe used to say that the real win was learning how to show up and be your best every single day. That was actually the real win, more than any other banner you won. And so that's what I'm most proud of about the records, is that you don't get those records if you don't do the journey well. You don't stay focused on the process. And so that's what makes me most proud of them. I don't know how they would answer that.
Yeah, exactly what Coach Corey said. But I think that it's really cool that we can set a lot of records, and I think looking back, we can be excited about those, but currently we're just focused on 1-0 and winning the games, and that has led to us being 22 straight wins, which is great because we love to win. So, and I also think it's also good for us to get that more attention, people seeing and more eyes on us, and it's just been amazing to see the growth of women's sports and women's basketball, and I'm just so so proud that I could be a part of it.
Gab's tied for a team high 3 offensive rebounds. We see that a lot. How do you continuously put yourself in position on the offensive glass?
Yeah, rebounding is a big part of our team, and it's a big part of what I like to do. So just crashing, and we always say like predictable shots create better rebounding position, and when my teammates take predictable shots, I'm going to crash, and I always want to have their back.
That's it. Thanks, everybody.
Really appreciate you guys being here. It just means a ton to us. So keep telling their stories.
Thank you.